Not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV 8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 comment and join in for fun. Email Nadia Foster at nfoster@cbc.bb. Hear you soon. Bye.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities. Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives, and when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and
CBC Morning Report for today, Thursday, November 2nd. I'm Tisha Hines. Good morning. In our top story, the success of the Barbados Port Incorporated is a testament to the strength of its people, the agility of its operating systems, and the resilience of its infrastructure. Minister of Tourism and International Transport Ian Gooding-Edgell made the disclosure as he delivered the feature address to mark the opening of the Bridgetown Port Fire Station last evening. The minister also drew attention to the partners in commerce, shipping, transport, trade, logistics, and labor relations in the combined efforts in assisting in bringing the facility to fruition.
The opening of this fire station represents the culmination of a considerable hard work, which now grants more organizational and operational options during critical events. In addition to the obvious service to community, this fire service will become an integral part of the emergency response here at the port, where cross-trained officers will be on hand to provide early assistance if required. The resident port community is significant in number, but with as many as 10,000 cruise passengers passing through this facility on a peak cruise day, this certainly offers us much hope and comfort. As we transition to a more normalized economic activity globally with the COVID-19 pandemic behind us, we recognize that ports across the world are moving towards new, dynamic approaches to development. They're diversifying their strategies, building specialized facilities, developing multi-purpose terminals, and focusing on becoming large-scale hubs. Here at home, we too took steps to reinforce our standing as an efficient logistics hub. Our efforts right now are being concentrated on major infrastructure projects in response to new maritime business demands and emerging opportunities.
The minister also told the gathering, which was made up of a cross-section of stakeholders, a new marina is also in the works and should be ready early next year.
Expansion of the shallow draft marina for yachts and pleasure craft is on track to meet its completion date of February 2024. Once completing, the berthing capacity of the $32 million marina will be doubled over the current numbers. There will be commercial space available for retail and operational amenities, as well as storage critically needed for operators and tenants. A 6,956 square feet restaurant with a spectacular view of the marina and port will add to the diversity of the island's offerings. The design includes a fuel dock facility and minimart and has built-in wave attenuation structures to mitigate against swells events that otherwise would disrupt the safe berthing of vessels in the area. The new roll-on, roll-off berth at the marina is already in operation, amongst its first callers being the weekly fruit and produce vessels, Admiral Bay 1 and 2. The berth is intended to welcome ferry traffic, allowing another option for the movement of people and cargo within the region. Complementary to this project, the port has awarded a concession for the construction of a new boat haul facility to support the repair of small craft, including fishing vessels, and negating the need for boat owners to travel off-island to service vessels annually and to keep foreign exchange in Barbados, I might add. Construction of the 314-meter-long berth 6, initiated in January of this year, is well underway. With investment budgeted approximately $108 million, dredging is being done to a depth of 13 meters, and the container park will be expanded by 10 acres.
Now, a new berth is already in operation, and Minister Gooding-Edgell also gave notice of a new fuel dock and mini-mart, along with a private sector partnership in the construction of a container freight facility station.
Planning work is underway for the design and construction of a dedicated aggregate berth, which will serve as a hub for the import of aggregate and construction materials. This facility will not only support infrastructure work in Barbados, but will also facilitate re-export of such materials throughout the Caribbean. Recognizing the need to improve the existing arrangement for handling and delivery of less than container load cargo for individual and commercial customers. Planning is currently underway for a public-private partnership to construct and operate a new container freight station and central container examination facility. One of the key benefits of this development will be the reduced need for consignees to traverse the inner port to collect cargo, given the proposed location of this facility on the perimeter. In line with the strides towards reducing our carbon footprint, generation of energy needs will be increasingly sourced through the expansion of photovoltaic systems across the port and construction of a waste-to-energy incinerator, the latter project now in the design phase.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, the death toll in Gaza nears the 9,000 mark.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of you.
The Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights says Israeli attacks on Gaza's refugee camp may be disproportionate attacks that could amount to war crimes. In 25 days of war, over 8,796 Palestinians have already been killed.
People scramble to find anyone still alive in the rubble after the Jabalia refugee camp is hit by Israeli airstrikes for the second time in 2 days. More suffering heaped on those who had already lost friends and family in Tuesday's massacre.
The house we're standing on now is my uncle's, the father of Alaa Masood and Nabil Masood. The building there is my sister's. She's still under the rubble, along with her children and her in-laws. Entire families erased and destroyed. Over 30 buildings here erased from the face of the earth.
There was anger and chaos after a bakery came under attack too, close to Gaza's largest medical facility, the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City. Israel has demanded the hospital be evacuated, claiming that the main Hamas operations base is under it. It's a claim that Hamas has denied. Staff at the hospital are struggling to cope with the wounded.
The recent massacre on the bakery have left hundreds killed. People are lining up to get their hands on a loaf of bread were shelled, torn to pieces, dozens killed, dozens injured, all innocent civilians lining for a loaf of bread.
Many are unable to get a place in hospital at all. They're treated in schools instead. A few were able to leave Gaza after Qatar brokered a deal to open the Rafah crossing into Egypt, but others to stay behind.
My 2 little children are Jordanians. I'm not. I've applied for citizenship. Their names are on the list, mine's not. They're asking me to separate from my little children, 2 years old and 3 years old. How am I going to leave them?
It's been horrifying, horrible. My little brother has a condition. He ran out of medicine and he's suffering repeated seizures and has many complications.
I would like to know who has the right to go home. We are Egyptians. We are only 1 hour away from our home. I'm with my 2 little daughters. I've been here since the day the crossing was hit by Israeli warplanes.
I'm here to see off my wife. We're recently married. She's Jordanian, I'm Palestinian. I need to see her get across to safety. My only crime is that I am Palestinian.
Everyone here is being forced to adapt. There's a constant stream of victims, with children suffering the most. And for thousands, lives ended long before their time.
Births are under threat in Gaza. More than 50,000 women are pregnant, and about 5,500 of them are due to give birth this month.
Trapped with innocent souls inside of us. The words of a 7-month pregnant woman in Gaza, describing her experience of being caught in Israel's unrelenting assault. There are 50,000 more women like her, and 5,500 of them are expected to give birth this month.
They ask me if there's capacity in the hospital for them, but I have to say no, we're overcrowded because Israel keeps attacking hospitals.
Hospitals in Gaza are already on the brink of collapse as fuel and medical supplies run out, forcing some women to have C-section deliveries in the dark and without anesthesia. Those are the women able to give birth.
They're facing an untenable choice. Risk whatever delivery comes in the place where they reside and risk bombardment, or try to make it to one of the reasonably functioning health facilities where it is overcrowded, unhygienic.
With due dates rapidly approaching and no sign of Israel's war on Gaza easing, thousands of pregnant mothers are preparing to give birth in a war zone. Uncertain of what the future holds and lacking basic health care.
It's time now for us to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. Today we have a very interesting personality interview with a mixed martial artist from right here in Barbados. He'll be coming through to share with us. Plus we're talking to the NCF about the visual arts. That's in the feature today as we continue to talk about the 50th anniversary of NIFCA and the NCF Digital Music Distribution Workshop that's coming up. Lisa Howell will be here to share more about that and how you can get involved. Plus, we're telling you about a Robinson Christmas, how one Barbadian family is helping others, and the Youth Services Committee of the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North Common Entrance Support Program is about to start. We want to let parents know how they can be a part of it. That's all coming up at 6:30, but next we have more news, sports, and weather, so stay with us.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV 8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
Barbados and other regional countries have been asked again to consider pooling resources to make the renewable energy transition even easier for all stakeholders. It was raised by Energy Minister Senator Lisa Cummins at the Caribbean Energies and Investment Summit underway at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. Our Rianne Phillips was there.
This is the first time the Caribbean Energy and Investment Summit is being held, designed to promote and facilitate energy security, reliability, affordability, and deliver sustainable energy and investment paths for the Caribbean. It is attracting hundreds of officials from across the region and beyond. During her presentation, Energy Minister Senator Lisa Cummins provided an update on Barbados' transition and the way forward.
In the 2021 IRRP, and this is where Barbados is now, we expected that we would have, by 2030, 340 megawatts of solar energy. 340 by 2030. As at 2023, today, we have approximately 333 megawatts in the pipeline. 206 of those megawatts have been approved. So we have not only just met our solar targets, but we have exceeded them well before the 2030 target. We're not there for wind, we're not there for biomass, and we're still hoping to be able to include and onboard hydrogen projects. In 2021, we had 5 megawatts of battery storage. We have a total of 204 megawatts, which we expect to have by 2030, we are still at 5 megawatts. We still need a considerable amount of battery storage.
Looking to the future, Senator Cummins says partnerships will help propel the nation and ultimately the region.
I believe that the opportunity for us to move into deeper and more complex forms of regional development and regional integration rests in us forming partnerships among ourselves as individual states that identify what do we as a collective need to be able to accelerate the pace of our renewable energy transition, forging that regional partnership into an international partnership with the global supply chains so that our region is able to access the battery supplies that we need, that we're able to get the cutting edge technology in the time frames that we need it, that we're able to benefit from research and development in a far more accelerated way because no one is coming to solve our problems.
While noting the region has been slow to achieve its targets, CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carola Barnett pointed out accessing technology at affordable prices has been a major hindrance.
The hope is that the global supply of clean energy, renewable energy, and energy efficiency technologies increases, and that will lead to a significant reduction in prices and drive competitiveness, and will increase our access to newer, more efficient technologies, not the older, less efficient technologies that developed markets are leaving behind. The Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED on Energy, met in April of this year and approved the regional electric vehicle strategy. The region is planning an accelerated deployment of electric vehicles as member states implement national plans and strategies with the support of regional institutions. To do this effectively, our countries need access not only to the vehicles, but also to the range of service and operational technologies that EVs require.
The summit, which is being held under the theme Sustainable Energy Pass for the Caribbean, ends on Friday. Rianne Phillips, CBC News.
Thank you, Rianne. After meeting with the Democratic Labour Party, the Parliamentary Reform Commission has heard from the ruling Barbados Labour Party on how to improve the island's parliamentary system. CBC's Kishmar Sinjus has that story.
From MPs to ministers and supporters, the Barbados Labour Party's suggestions were documented. The BLP again signaled its support for the qualifying age for MPs to be moved to 18. A point reiterated by Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kirk Humphrey. Another recommendation, this time from MP for St. Michael South Central Marsha Callow, was for Barbados to look into campaign finance reform.
We have had several conversations about the question of the Auditor General. We have had several conversations about members of Parliament and therefore members of Cabinet being able to operate with a certain level of independence in the affairs of the state. We consider that for true independence to take place in that regard, that there has to be some separation of the fundraising or of the way that elections are fundraised for and financed. That means that members of Parliament, in keeping perhaps with a new code of ethics to which they swear, would not then depend on private interests solely in order to finance election campaigns.
The BLP also recommended political parties be recognized in the Constitution and registered. Furthermore, People's Assemblies were touted as a local governance model. The session at BLP headquarters marked the close of publications of the Parliamentary Reform Commission. Chairman Sir Richard Cheltenham said the Commission still has a lot of work to do,
including devising a code of ethics for parliamentarians and revisiting the terms and conditions under which parliamentarians serve. These are among some of the responsibilities which we still have going forward. I want to thank the public too for their positive and supportive response. The work of the Commission would not have been possible without it.
The Commission is still open to receiving and considering written submissions from the public. A report is expected to be submitted to the President by mid-February 2024. Kishma Senjis, CBC News.
As the second Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum in Guyana ended, attendees were abuzz with their takeaways and prospects of the budding relationship between CARICOM and Africa. The inaugural forum was held here in Barbados last year. HGP-TV reports.
The two-day forum, which was held under the theme, Creating a Shared Prosperous Future, and funded by the Government of Guyana and African Import-Export Bank, Afreximbank, came to an end on Tuesday. The Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum Active, which saw a number of delegates from different corners of the globe congregating at the Marriott Hotel Georgetown, was a hub for fruitful discussions aimed at propelling the growth and economic expansion of both African and Caribbean countries. Dr. Richard Blair, advisor of CARICOM Agri-Food System to the Ministry of Agriculture, spoke to the benefits of a partnership between Guyana and Africa with a focus on food security.
Guyana has a tradition in agriculture, Africa as well, and there can be a lot of things that we can learn from them, some of the things that they have started before us, and we can exchange as well some of the things that we do. We are very adept in many respects in cultivation of rice.
Ambassador Dr. June Sumer, who serves on the United Nations Permanent Forum for People of African Descent and former past Secretary General of the Association of Caribbean States, said she sees the value of CARICOM states coming together to engage with Africa.
I think that at this point in our development, South-South cooperation is vital for us moving along and progressing. And I believe that an engagement with Africa will be excellent for the Caribbean because the focus is the right one. The focus is on the people.
Meanwhile, Dr. Patrick Antoine, Chief Executive Officer and Technical Director of the Caribbean Private Sector Organization, highlighted the role of the private sector in such a monumental collaboration.
How do we get the private sector to do more than they've been doing? And certainly for us, the private sector has to continue to be that force that will take the investment decisions in the boardroom or as a sort of sole trader, as a small player, as a micro producer.
Representative of Call Associate Consultancy Limited in Jamaica and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, Dr. Bevan Morris, stressed the importance of education at a time when CARICOM and Africa have brokered their relationship.
In the past, we have looked to the north. We wanted to be with the North American universities or the European universities whose agenda may not satisfy the needs of our people. But South-to-South cooperation means that a top university in Nigeria can interface with a top university in the Caribbean and do so much better.
Beachgoers and lifeguards on a beach in Tobago were caught by surprise earlier this week when they witnessed a pod of dolphins which swam ashore. Lifeguard Castor Kent, who was on duty and became part of the rescue team, says he never witnessed such an occurrence at that beach.
TTT News spoke with Lifeguard 2 Castor Kent, who was on duty and became part of the rescue team.
We realized that there was some dolphin on the far end of the beach, right? So myself and patrol captain and Levan Nizama would have gone on to assist the dolphins to take them back out to shore. However, there was beachgoers and patrons who was, assisted as well. So it could have been about 10 dolphins that was on the beach. And what happened is that we don't know what would have caused the dolphins to come ashore. But however, within half an hour to 45 minutes, we came together as a team and, they went back out to sea.
Mr. Kent indicated he never saw such an occurrence at the Store Bay Beach facility.
First time in history, I would have seen dolphin come ashore. Well, usually we saw the dolphin, like approximately 100 meters from shore outside the bathing area. But today, this was something I never have seen before.
TTT News spoke with Acting Director in the Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries, Garth Otley, who explained if the pilot in the dolphin pod is injured, it will beach itself and others will follow. He added navigational challenges may cause this, or when bad weather is approaching, dolphins beach themselves.
Time for a look at sports. Barbados' #1 female squash player, Megan Best, is promising to bounce back in the doubles component of competition at the Pan American Games in Santiago. This after losing her quarterfinal singles match.
Well, the prospect of a berth in the semi-finals of the singles squash competition at the Pan American Games was a realistic target for Barbados' #1 female player, Megan Best. On Tuesday night, the 21-year-old was up against favourite and Canada's #1 player, Holly Neughton, in the quarterfinals. Playing in front of an appreciative crowd, Best in the white top started too slow and was immediately under pressure, losing the first 2 games, 8-11, 8-11. There was no margin for error with the match on the line in the third, and it was in this game that Best identified the weaknesses of the left-handed Neughton, who was not comfortable playing the ball from her backhand repeatedly. In one of the most exciting comebacks of the day, Best used court awareness and subtle changes in speed to win the third and fourth games 11-9, 11-7, leaving Neughton stunned. However, in the fifth and final game, the more experienced Canadian, who won bronze in the same event in Peru in 2019, shut the door on Best, who was in the ascendancy, taking the fifth 11-3 and the match 3-2. Best told CBC Sports afterwards she identified the weaknesses of her opponent too late.
I figured it out and it started to work, as you said, in the third game and onwards. But as you said, I'm playing these top-level players. She definitely switched up her game plan in the fifth game. And that kind of took me back to the drawing board. So I kind of lacked a little experience there, which she kind of definitely had. So definitely a learning experience for sure. It just kind of sucks in the moment. Obviously, being that close and not getting the result you want. But I think it's good progress from where I've started. So it's definitely something to be proud about, I think.
Megan also says fitness is a major component when competing at the highest level.
I think I can speak for all the pros and all the players here saying we train 2-3 times a day in preparation for this because we know that that's what the conditions are. So I felt pretty good actually. My body was pretty conditioned for these type of stuff, these type of conditions. So I'm happy that the training, at least on that front, is paying off because that's usually my weakness. So that's one positive to take away for sure.
Her next assignment will be teaming up with compatriot Margot Pro in the doubles against the Pan Am Sports Independent Athletes. Reporting from the 2023 Pan American Games, Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Damien doing a fantastic job there in Chile. It's time now for a look at weather. The barometric pressure stands at 10.4 millibars. Temperature 26.3 degrees. The relative humidity stands at 87% and the winds are blowing out of the east at 46 kilometers per hour. Present weather, cloudy with light showers. Sea conditions for Barbados, smooth to moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1 to 2 meters. And here's a look at how the tides roll in today. Be careful as you head out for your early morning sea baths, or if you're going to go out later in the evening as well. It's going to be mostly cloudy with breaks of sunshine with the occasional breeze, scattered light to moderate showers and very slight chance of isolated thunderstorms here in Barbados today. As we move into the evening period, you can expect much of the same. And that is CBC's morning report for today. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8. Followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. Morning Barbados is next.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning.
Morning Barbados, it's Tuesday, November 2nd. So good to have you in company. Welcome to another Morning Barbados presentation. Wow, the morning after the night before. I don't know if you got a chance to look or if you were there at the lighting ceremony last evening from Independence Square, but it was a fantastic time had by all. A special welcome to those of you across the diaspora who are logging on via our YouTube page or our Facebook page to get a little glimpse of Barbados. Always good to have you and hear from you as well. Remember, you can reach us online. It's very, very easy. We're on every social media platform that you can think about. So we have a great show planned for you today, and I'm hoping that you're able to stick around. I know quite a few of the children are on half-term holidays, so a special good morning to the little ones who are going to be getting a little extra rest this morning, particularly if you go to school far out and you have to get up a little earlier to be able to get to school on time. You get to sleep in today a little bit. So parents, don't push them too hard to do the work. Give them an opportunity to rest a little bit today. Today we're going to be telling you about a Robinson Christmas, and Samantha Robinson is going to be in. It's the 3rd annual presentation, and it's a craft fair. It's coming up on the 5th of November between 10 and 4. And we're going to talk more about it with Ms. Robinson. This is a way for them to partner with national organizations like the Child Care Board and QEH and find families in greatest need at Christmas time. So we really want to talk to them about that initiative and share how you can get involved, whether it is to contribute or otherwise. Also, the NCF will be in with us today. We'll be talking to Rodney Eiffel, who's Visual Arts Officer with the NCF, as we look toward the 50th anniversary of NIFCA 2023. All right, so we look forward to talking about the various mural projects around the island and photography, fine art, craft, all of that wonderful stuff we're going to be talking about. Plus, we have a very interesting personality interview coming up today. Mr. Kobe Bowen, who is a mixed martial arts fighter. He's 25 years old, and it often is very interesting to see people in Barbados who are interested in these particular areas. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about Mr. Kobe Bowen and his experiences with mixed martial arts, how he got into it, and how things are going. And of course, we're going to tell you all about what's coming up throughout this week. Today is Thursday. That means it's Q Day. Now, we had some rain last week, and that meant that, Q had a few challenges. We still brought it to you on radio, but there was some rain. So I know you're looking forward to Q today. We'll be heading up to St. John. That's where we will be. Gall Hill playing Field St. John. Q in the community. Of course, it starts at 11 o'clock this morning, and that is live on our station Q 100.7 FM. Jaquila is going to be there bringing you all the action. That's right, Lady J, so make sure you look out for her as well, bringing you the action for QTV. So make sure that you take care of that. All right. Also, we're going to be telling you about the Youth Services Committee of the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North Common Entrance Support Program, and talking about how you can get involved with that. I know at this time, as we prepare the little ones for the Common Entrance exam, a lot of us want all the help we can get. So we want to make sure that you are able to have access to all of these areas that you can definitely use the help for the little ones in moving forward. Of course, we're going to continue our conversations on transforming education, which of course is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Education along with several partners. We started talking about it earlier this week, and the conversation will continue as well. So we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to jump into what's happening today on Morning Barbados. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over...
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back. 19 minutes now before the 7 o'clock hour. If you're getting ready to rush out the door, remember, be careful. Slow down. There are pedestrians out there as well. So you want to make sure you take care of them, as well as the cyclists who are also using the road. So we told you we were going to be talking to Samantha Robinson about a Robinson Christmas, and that sounds a little like something out of a storybook. So let's delve into it a little bit and speak with Samantha. Welcome. Good to have you with us on Morning Barbados.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. So talk to me about a Robinson Christmas. You say it got started as an initiative at your house, and then it grew so big that you've had to move it elsewhere.
Yes. So we started a couple years ago. So the first time we started, it was actually in my backyard. I just had about 30 local vendors, and you know, we were kind of in and out of COVID, and at this point there was like a little COVID break where you were actually allowed to do a little bit of things. So I really didn't know how it was going to turn out, and we ended up drawing a pretty big crowd. I was very surprised. So from there, my husband and I were talking, and we're like, you know what, since we drew such a big crowd, why don't we make this a fundraiser? And for me, you know, babies and kids have a very special place in my heart. I have 2 kids myself, so I'm pretty passionate about that. I've always been somebody who liked to give back to the community. I always volunteered throughout high school, university, and you know, when I moved to Barbados, I wanted to do something to give back to Barbadians for, you know, having me in this country. So, yeah.
All right, so talk to me about that. How have you been able to accomplish that in, reaching out to people who are most in need and be able to share?
Right. So in terms of finding families, I've been going through, I don't know if you heard about Barbadians Helping Barbadians. This is a community that, families who are very vulnerable reach out to this organization, and from there I've been finding a lot of families who are extremely vulnerable, and I've also been getting some referrals through my pediatrician, Dr. Michelle Lashley, which I'm super appreciative. And I've also been finding families through Unborn Justice, which is completely anonymous. They give me a list of, they say baby, if it's a boy or girl, and how old the baby is, and I make the basket according to what information they've been giving me.
All right, so talk to me about how it has grown from early times, from, just as you started with your husband and a few craft vendors in the backyard to where you are this time around as you prepare for another Robinson Christmas.
Well, we went from about 30 vendors to 60. So we doubled our vendors. Let me tell you, the stuff that people are selling is just amazing. There really is a lot of talent in Barbados, and I just, as a crafter myself, I just love to see like people just getting out there and, really just amazing art that they do. And then we moved the venue, of course, because our backyard couldn't hold everybody. So we are now at the Clay Pigeon Association.
All right, talk to me about what will happen this time around, because you're getting ready for another Robinson Christmas. You're calling it the Craft Fair. However, it's a craft fair with a flair, because there's so much more to it, as you have that giving component, which is what Christmas is all about.
Yes. So admission is free at the craft fair, but we are asking patrons if they could give a small donation, whether it be cash. So all the cash that we're getting from the event, we're using to buy instead of using baskets, we buy baby bathtubs, and then also we'll be buying like diapers and wipes, and people are very good for also donating like secondhand baby clothes, diapers, wipes, cream, any items that are baby related, like developmental toys, and books and stuff like that, and it just helps us make these baby hampers.
All right, so you started out making how many hampers, and where are we in 2023?
Right, so last year we made 55 baby hampers.
Very commendable.
Yeah.
In the nice baby tubs?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, and they were pretty full. I was so happy to see. I couldn't believe the amounts of donations that we got, and somebody donated it was like a full stroller car seat combo, and we actually donated that to a very vulnerable family that had a baby that was born with special needs. So it really went a long way. Like the things that people donated was very heartwarming, for sure.
Oh, that's truly excellent. I would imagine that it's not just you and your husband these days. Might be enlisting the children to help, but to be able to fill these tubs. So in 2023, are you aiming for 50 again, or are you trying to go beyond?
I would like to go beyond, so that is the hope. I was also considering adding some food vouchers in the baby hampers as well, because, I think that there's other kids in the family where we donated. So when I was delivering the hampers, I was shocked to see other children coming out of the house too, you know what I mean? So I feel like food vouchers would be super helpful as well. And also, we don't always know what type of formula the baby might be drinking. So I feel like food vouchers to help them buy formula would also be super helpful.
All right, that's truly excellent. Let's talk about exactly how people can get involved, where it is, what time it is, and where we can drop things off. Or do you bring everything to the event?
Right. So people have been bringing things before the event. They've been bringing it at my gym called Forever Fitness, which is located in Graham Hall at Top Rock. So that is a drop-off area. And of course you can bring it on the event as well. So those are some drop-off areas.
And the actual event happens November 4th?
November 5th.
November 5th.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yeah, between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
And it's at the Clay Target Association?
Yes, yes. So it's, in terms of directions, it's the first right after Coral Ridge if you're driving towards St. Philip.
All right, so you've picked up a lot of our Bajan habits because I'm not sure if you're too good with those directions. It's the first right after Coral Ridge if you're driving towards St. Philip.
Yes, so say you get to the roundabout where like straight would be Yorkshire, or you're going towards Brighton's Farmers Market. These are all the places that I go, of course.
Okay.
So when you get to that roundabout, you would be turning right, which would go towards going towards St. Philip, and then Coral Ridge, like the crematorium, would be on your right-hand side, and then it would be the next right after that.
All right, we'll figure it out. Yeah, but I mean, it's a fantastic initiative. Again, it's coming off Sunday, November 5th, 10 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's at the Clay Target Association. I'm sure we can drop that in Waze or Google or what have you and find it as well. Not saying that your directions are great. I'm not sure that I can follow, but last year they were able to purchase supplies and fill and donate quite a few baby hampers, and this year you're hoping for more. I know as a parent myself, there are always opportunities. We're always looking for opportunities where you can share some stuff that you just have there. You know, maybe some new stuff that the baby never used, or you can go out and purchase. But I absolutely love that this is what you're doing, helping to raise funds and donate items to vulnerable families. So thank you so much, Samantha Robinson. We have to give Mr. Robinson a shout as well, who's also here.
Yes.
What's his name?
Samuel Robinson.
All right.
And he's our lovely volunteer.
All right, so he's the little helper making things happen. I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank
you.
And
make sure you check that out Sunday. It's for a worthy cause, and it gives you an opportunity to really get out, maybe do some Christmas cleaning. I know in other parts of the world people talk about spring cleaning. In Barbados we do Christmas cleaning. So maybe you're going through and you're looking and you have all this stuff packed up. Great opportunity to give it to those who really need it. Thanks again, Samantha.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Wish you the very best. And make sure you let us know how everything goes. Take some
Sounds
photos and so on, so we can share them and post them under our Christmas tree here at Morning Barbados.
Sounds good.
And we're going to take a break and come on back on Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
.1 One is more than a station.
We don't just play music, we keep you company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station.
We love playing music for our listeners.
And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.1 The One. Celebrating 18 and still your #1 party station.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. I don't know what you're having for breakfast, but whatever it is, I hope you enjoy it. So time for us now to tell you about the Youth Services Committee of the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North and their Common Entrance Support Program. Mr. Adrian Boyce is joining us to tell us more about that program. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Keisha. It's nice to be here.
It's wonderful to have you with us. First of all, for those people who might not know, talk to us about the Kiwanis Club and the work you do specifically with the youth.
Well, the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North is part of a worldwide organization, Kiwanis International, a charitable organization And we do work with the youth, several projects, the very young ones. We have a program called YCPO, and then we work with the children in the schools at every level, elementary school or the primary section, also in the secondary schools and on to university level also.
All right, that's wonderful stuff. And of course, you are moving into the position where you are in charge of youth services. Talk to me about what that means for you on a personal level. I know usually in service organizations, they tend to push people who have an inclination for certain things in certain areas. So that leads me to believe that maybe you have a passion for working with the youth.
Yes, I have. I have been a teacher for 39 years. So it was just that I gravitated towards this committee, and I'll be in charge of this committee for over 15 consecutive years.
Now, this program, I'm told, has been in existence for around 22 years. Talk to me. I mean, at this point, if you are doing a common entrance program 22 years later, there must be quite a few people who are now accomplished professionals who've passed through the program at some point in time.
That is very true. One person who comes to mind is Craig Bradford, the West Indies captain. He was one of the persons coming on to our program. But there are several others who have benefited from the program. Reports that we get from the parents and the students also indicate that they have been very appreciative of what we did during or over those past 22 years.
Oh, that's truly excellent. So hats off to the organization to start. But now you're getting ready to welcome a new cohort of students for the 2024 examination. So you will be kicking off, the training sessions, but they're online this time around. Talk to us about how parents can get involved or sign up their little ones.
Well, that's very easy, Tisha. Just that we will require that the parents have that number, and they can call me at my home number 438-2359 or 241-6635, the cell number, and register their child or ward.
All right. Are you looking at specific numbers? I know with Zoom, there may be some limitations depending on, the iteration of the service you have or what have you. So are you looking at specific numbers so parents know whether they really have to push for registration? As Barbadians, sometimes we're a little laid back when it comes to getting things done. Wait for the last minute.
Well, we are open to everyone, and one of the challenges is that persons do sign up, but after a few weeks they fall off. So we are saying that those who are interested, come on and sign up, and we'll accept the child.
Now, I know that in order to sign up, there are a few prerequisites, obviously, to be able to sign in and engage and, make use of the services. You must have a laptop or you must have a tablet to be able to sign on to the Zoom platform. So those really are the only prerequisites that you're asking for.
That is correct. That is correct. And we would like the child to have a personal email also. Email address
so that you can share with them.
Yeah.
So what areas will you be touching? I understand that it is via Zoom. It's starting on Saturday, November 11th, and it goes from 10 to 12 o'clock. What areas of study will you be touching during these sessions?
Mainly we will do in language arts, that is English and the mathematics. We also do some work on the essay also.
All right, so how do you pony up the time? Do you do 1 hour for one, 1 hour for the other, and work it that way? Or do you do it on alternating weekends as you go through these subjects?
Well, no, we try to do English 1 hour and the mathematics 1 hour.
Okay. I think this is a great initiative, and parents who might have challenges in getting their children to various locations, then you don't have to worry about that because you're literally getting online and, you know, that's not as difficult as maybe getting up early to catch a bus or what have you. So it's a great initiative being put on by the Youth Services Committee of the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North. What do you want to say to parents as we close out this discussion and get ready for your start on November 11th? Based on what has happened in the past, what do you want to say to students? Because it's not lost on me that you said a lot of people start and then some of them fall off. So I would imagine that you'd want to reinforce the importance follow through.
Very true. We would like parents, as long as they have the child, just ensure that the child logs on and get the required assistance. And not only for one day or one session, but try to complete the sessions because it's important that they complete the whole program.
Mr. Boyce, before you go, how's membership? And for those people who might want to join your organization, how can they do so?
Well, we have about 41 members. Not all 41 are active, but we are always open for new membership. New members mean new ideas, new initiatives. And so if there's anyone who is interested in joining us, they can get in contact with any member of our club who will introduce them to the club.
All right. Kiwanis is doing fantastic work all across Barbados, of course, the ones that are here, but all across the world generally for many, many years. Congratulations. Thank you. And I certainly hope that the program is subscribed to your heart's content because I would imagine that you would like to reach as many children as you can through this program. So thanks for your service.
You're welcome. And thanks again for having me.
All right. So hats off to all those who are active and those who are not of the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North putting on that common entrance program. And I know there may be some parents or grandparents, aunties, uncles, neighbors out there who are thinking, I know of a child who can benefit from this. Tell them all about it and make it happen. Hey, it's just after 7 o'clock. It's time for an update of the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, general practitioner and healthy lifestyle advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me, morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's time now for an update of the news. I'm Tisha Hines. The success of the Barbados Port Incorporated is a testament to the strength of its people, the agility of its operating systems, and the resilience of its infrastructure. Minister of Tourism and International Transport Ian Gooding-Edgell made the disclosure as he delivered the feature address to mark the opening of the Bridgetown Port Fire Station last evening. The minister also drew attention to the partners in commerce, shipping, transport, trade, logistics, and labor relations in the combined efforts in assisting in bringing the facility to fruition.
The opening of this fire station
represents the culmination of a considerable hard work, which now grants more organizational and operational options during critical events. In addition to the obvious service to community, this fire service will become an integral part of the emergency response here at the port, where cross-trained officers will be on hand to provide early assistance if required. The resident port community is significant in number, but with as many as 10,000 cruise passengers passing through this facility on a peak cruise day, this certainly offers us much hope and comfort. As we transition to a more normalized economic activity globally with the COVID-19 pandemic behind us, we recognize that ports across the world are moving towards new, dynamic approaches to development. They're diversifying their strategies, building specialized facilities, developing multi-purpose terminals, and focusing on becoming large-scale hubs. Here at home, we too took steps to reinforce our standing as an efficient logistics hub. Our efforts right now are being concentrated on major infrastructure projects in response to new maritime business demands and emerging opportunities.
The minister also told the gathering, which was made up of a cross-section of stakeholders, a new marina is also in the works and should be ready early next year.
Expansion of the shallow draft marina for yachts and pleasure craft is on track to meet its completion date of the $32 million marina will be doubled over the current numbers. There will be commercial space available for retail and operational amenities, as well as storage critically needed for operators and tenants. A 6,956 square feet restaurant with a spectacular view of the marina and port will add to the diversity of the island's offerings. The design includes a fuel dock facility and minimart and has built-in wave attenuation structures to mitigate against swells events that otherwise would disrupt the safe berthing of vessels in the area. The new roll-on, roll-off berth at the marina is already in operation, amongst its first callers being the weekly fruit and produce vessels, Admiral Bay 1 and 2. The berth is intended to welcome ferry traffic, allowing another option for the movement of people and cargo within the region. Complementary to this project, the port has awarded a concession for the construction of a new boat haul facility to support the repair of small craft, including fishing vessels, and negating the need for boat owners to travel off-island to service vessels annually and to keep foreign exchange in Barbados, I might add. Construction of the 314-meter-long berth 6, initiated in January of this year, is well underway. With investment budgeted approximately $108 million, dredging is being done to a depth of 13 meters, and the container park will be expanded by 10 acres.
A new berth is already in operation, and Minister Gooding Edgell also gave notice of a new fuel dock and mini-mart, along with a public sector, private sector partnership in the construction of a container freight facility station.
Planning work is underway for the design and construction of a dedicated aggregate berth, which will serve as a hub for the import of aggregate and construction materials. This facility will not only support infrastructure work in Barbados, but will also facilitate re-export of such materials throughout the Caribbean. Recognizing the need to improve the existing arrangement for handling and delivery of less than container load cargo for individual and commercial customers, planning is currently underway for a public-private partnership to construct and operate a new container freight station and central container examination facility. One of the key benefits of this development will be the reduced need for consignees to traverse the inner port to collect cargo, given the proposed location of this facility on the perimeter. In line with the strides towards reducing our carbon footprint, generation of energy needs will be increasingly sourced through the expansion of photovoltaic systems across the port and construction of a waste-to-energy incinerator, the latter project now in the design phase.
Barbados and other regional countries have been asked again to consider pooling resources to make the renewable energy transition even easier for all stakeholders. It was raised by Energy Minister Senator Lisa Cummins at the Caribbean Energies and Investment Summit underway at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. Our Rian Phillips was there.
This is the first time the Caribbean Energy and Investment Summit is being held, designed to promote and facilitate energy security, reliability, affordability, and deliver sustainable energy and investment paths for the Caribbean. It is attracting hundreds of officials from across the region and beyond. During her presentation, Energy Minister Senator Lisa Cummins provided an update on Barbados' transition and the way forward.
In the 2021 IRRP, and this is where Barbados is now, we expected that we would have, by 2030, 340 megawatts of solar energy. 340 by 2030. As at 2023, today, we have approximately 333 megawatts in the pipeline. 206 of those megawatts have been approved. So we have not only just met our solar targets, but we have exceeded them well before the 2030 target. We're not there for wind, we're not there for biomass, and we're still hoping to be able to include and onboard hydrogen projects. In 2021, we had 5 megawatts of battery storage. We have a total of 204 megawatts, which we expect to have by 2000 and by 2030. We are still at 5 megawatts. We still need a considerable amount of battery storage.
Looking to the future, Senator Cummins says partnerships will help propel the nation and ultimately the region.
I believe that the opportunity for us to move into deeper and more complex forms of regional development and regional integration rests in us forming partnerships among ourselves as individual states that identify what do we as a collective need to be able to accelerate the pace of our renewable energy transition, forging that regional partnership into an international partnership with the global supply chains so that our region is able to access the battery supplies that we need, that we're able to get the cutting edge technology in the time frames that we need it, that we're able to benefit from research and development in a far more accelerated way because no one is coming to solve our problems.
While noting the region has been slow to achieve its targets, CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carola Barnett pointed out accessing technology at affordable prices has been a major hindrance.
The hope is that the global supply of clean energy, renewable energy, and energy efficiency technologies increases, and that will lead to significant reduction in prices and drive competitiveness, and will increase our access to newer, more efficient technologies, not the older, less efficient technologies that developed markets are leaving behind. The Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED on Energy, met in April of this year and approved the Regional Electric Vehicle Strategy. The region is planning an accelerated deployment of electric vehicles as member states implement national plans and strategies with the support of regional institutions. To do this effectively, our countries need access not only to the vehicles, but also to the range of service and operational technologies that EVs require.
The summit, which is being held under the theme Sustainable Energy Paths for the Caribbean, ends on Friday. Rianne Phillips, CBC News.
Thank you, Rianne. In sports, Barbados' #1 female squash player, Megan Best, is promising to bounce back in the doubles component of competition at the Pan American Games in Santiago. This after losing her quarterfinal singles match.
Well, the prospect of a berth in the semi-finals of the singles squash competition at the Pan American Games was a realistic target for Barbados' #1 female player, Megan Best. On Tuesday night, the 21-year-old was up against favourite and Canada's #1 player, Holly Neughton, in the quarterfinals. Playing in front of an appreciative crowd, Best in the white top started too slow and was immediately under pressure, losing the first 2 games, 8-11, 8-11. There was no margin for error with the match on the line in the third. And it was in this game that Best identified the weaknesses of the left-handed Norton, who was not comfortable playing the ball from her backhand repeatedly. In one of the most exciting comebacks of the day, Best used court awareness and subtle changes in speed to win the third and fourth games 11-9, 11-7, leaving Norton stunned. However, in the fifth and final game, the more experienced Canadian, who won bronze in the same event in Peru in 2019, shut the door on Best, who was in the ascendancy, taking the fifth 11-3 and the match 3-2. Best told CBC Sports afterwards she identified the weaknesses of her opponent too late.
I figured it out and it started to work, as you said, in the third game and onwards. But as you said, I'm playing these top-level players. She definitely switched up her game plan in the fifth game. And that kind of took me back to the drawing board. So I kind of lacked a little experience there, which she kind of definitely had. So definitely a learning experience for sure. It just kind of sucks in the moment. Obviously, being that close and not getting the result you want. But I think it's good progress from where I've started. So it's definitely something to be proud about, I think.
Megan also says fitness is a major component when competing at the highest level.
I think I can speak for all the pros and all the players here saying we train 2-3 times a day in preparation for this because we know that that's what the conditions are. So I felt pretty good actually. My body was pretty conditioned for these type of stuff and these type of conditions. So I'm happy that the training, at least on that front, is paying off because that's usually my weakness. So that's one positive to take away for sure.
Her next assignment will be teaming up with compatriot Margot Pro in the doubles against the Pan Am Sports Independent Athletes. Reporting from the 2023 Pan American Games, Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Well, that's our news update. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 on our radio network of stations. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8. It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damien Best. Your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Match Day Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. on
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, just about 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good to have you in company. Yesterday was All Saints Day. Today is All Souls Day. I have to say a very special good morning to all of those who are Anglicans who will be heading out today and all you're just taking care of. We will talk more about that a little bit later. But we're going to get to know someone at this point in time a little better. And he loves the area of mixed martial arts. And he's been very, very successful in this area as well. So this morning we are featuring Kobe Bowen, who is a mixed martial arts fighter. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good to have you with us.
It's a pleasure being here. Good morning to everyone.
All right, so you grew up here in Barbados.
Yes, please.
You say very sheltered. I don't know what that means.
I stayed inside most of the time, you know, watching TV, you know, making my own fun, making my own mischief and school.
All right, good stuff. So tell me how you got into mixed martial arts.
So before mixed martial arts, I was a cricketer at the St. Leonard's Boys. I would play cricket every evening after school, before school, during school. And one day I saw all of the children rush to the pavilion. So I made haste and I went myself to see what the excitement was about. And I found there were two boxing coaches. I would never forget it, Felipe and Gary Boring, and they were conducting a class for boxing during the lunch period. And you know, after that, I just made sure that every time after that, I was there to partake in, you know, these sessions, and it grew in from that to then competing in kickboxing competitions, and never turned back since.
Oh wow! Tell me what the parents, how they responded when you said you wanted to get into kickboxing.
Oh, my mother did not take it well, like at all. Actually, that's for my fights, my first like 1 or 2 fights, I was about 15, 16 years old, and I forged my mother's signature to go fight.
He admitted it on TV, people. What's your mother's name? I want to talk directly to her.
Oh, my mother's name is Sylvia.
Sylvia,
Yeah.
your son forged your signature so he could go do kickboxing.
Yes, yes.
My
I did.
goodness.
Yes, I did. She was not with it, you know, in the beginning, but you know, eventually after she saw how dedicated I was and how it made me feel, she then started to support me in very subtle ways, from my dietary to making sure that I go and train and so on and so forth.
How have you grown in this particular area of sport? You know, obviously now we're talking about you competing on the international scene, which we'll delve into, but I want you to share how you were able to grow in mixed martial arts.
You know, mixed martial arts was something that chose me. Like through my years of playing other sports and playing cricket, I found that was something I had to bring myself to do. With martial arts, it just flows naturally. Like I'm always thinking, last thing at night, I'm thinking maybe I could have done this kick better, or attempted this submission or this takedown more precise. And I'm always thinking of new ideas to grow and to expand. And you know, it kind of stayed with me, and I realized this is what I wanted to do.
All right, so you've been doing this from the time you were in your mid-teens.
Yes, please.
Talk to me about the places that it has taken you.
No, so I've traveled in the Caribbean. I fought for organizations such as Rough and Tough. I had the honor of having Herb Dean, a referee from the UFC, referee one of my fights as an amateur. I fought locally here throughout my teen, and you know, while I was in secondary school in sixth form, I've been to the US, I've been to Canada, I've been to various states, I've been to Miami, Washington, New York to compete, so on and so forth, in different organizations, some kickboxing, some bare knuckle boxing, and last known MMA.
All right, so talk to me about this fight that you had, the most recent one.
Yes.
That we heard about. Yes?
Yes, please. So it was a big build-up for this fight. Last year, October, I would have gone over to New York for the Flex Fighting Series, and I fought for the 145-pound kickboxing world title. Unfortunately, I was unable to bring home the W, but I was able to bring home a lot of knowledge and a lot of lessons learned. Shortly after, like a month later, I fought for BKFC, and I wanted to make a quick turnaround, which was bare knuckle boxing. I lost within a matter of seconds. You know, it made me feel very sad, very down, but I had to get back up on our horse and continue doing what I do best. So when I made my return to Flex Fighting Series, it was very personal. I knew that I had something to prove within myself, and I knew that I had to shock the world and let the world know that KB is here to stay in the martial arts realm.
Are you ever nervous at all going into the ring? I mean, bare knuckle boxing and this kickboxing is, you know, it's a lot of pressure.
Backstage, I am definitely sweating. You know, I'm sweating up to the point where they position me just as I have to walk in. I hear my music, and you know, I'm back on track, and I know, you know, this is real. Meanwhile, backstage, sometimes I'm wondering to myself, is this really about to happen? Is this what I really chose? And as I settle my nerves and I stay calm and I breathe, then I go out there and I do what I do best.
How would you say kickboxing has changed the trajectory of your life?
Kickboxing played such a massive impact in terms of keeping me disciplined, helping me to expand my social circle, holding myself to principles and morals, and being able to have critical thinking skills and not abuse my power. Just because I may be a skilled martial artist does not mean I have to use it in negative areas or to get my point across. The best part about it is just being able to see these things and have the strength within yourself to walk away.
All right. What does training look like for you in terms of getting ready for big bouts?
Training can range from different areas. Another factor of fighting that people aren't really aware of that, they wear classes. So for example, I walk around close to 170 pounds, and this last fight was at 145 pounds. So there's a lot of dieting, there was a lot of fasting involved with my training, whereas sometimes where I fight at 155 pounds, there's not much fasting I would have to do or dieting because just, less pounds to cut. Throughout the week, this is my day-to-day job. In addition to KB kickboxing, I'm training every day. I'm in the gym, either training people or training myself.
It's wonderful to have you as a St. Leonard's schoolboy here sharing with us. What are your thoughts on going back and giving back and letting the boys there, maybe one or two of them experience what you did when you on that fateful day during lunch period went and experienced kickboxing?
Oh, that would be fantastic. I would be totally honored to go to return to the St. Leonard's boys and share my experience with life and the things I did to then get here, and as well be on the chart that they have in in their room for the St. Leonard's boys and the athletes that have represented Barbados. I believe that it's about time.
Are you there yet, or are you hoping to be there?
I was there. I was there this summer, and I didn't see my name there, so now it'll be here.
So we have to work on getting the name there.
Yes, please.
All right, so we have to call a few people, Mr. Corbin, yes, and make sure that we make that happen. What are you hoping for? Where are you heading with your career?
My career is to be the best version of me. I'm also gunning towards becoming a world champion, becoming the first world champion that Barbados has ever had. So far, I'm the first bare knuckle boxer, the first Sana kickboxing champion, and then I move over and I'm undefeated in MMA. So these are 3 disciplines I've competed in, and I've done quite okay. So now for me, it's to top it off with a championship and grow KB kickboxing and create avenues for people that are interested in getting fit or learning how to defend themselves, or people that actually want to compete and see where, how far they can go.
What's the interest level like here in Barbados? We don't hear very much about kickboxing. We definitely have to pay some more attention now. We are rooting for Kobe Bowen. But what's the interest like here in terms of being able to have gyms that make it accessible, or people you can spar with who are interested as well at your skill level?
There are quite a few gyms here in Barbados. We have great athletes. We have amazing boxers. We have amazing wrestlers. We have amazing wrestling coaches. So it's all a matter of unity. So there are a lot of guys, maybe if they're not on the same level, it's just so much you could take away from it. As long as you make yourself the student, you're able to learn at all times, and that's the most important part.
Now, you've competed a lot away, not necessarily home, and we know sometimes when you compete away, the home advantage goes to the person who is most familiar, that people know. Does that play a role in your performance, do you think?
No, it doesn't. In December for BKFC, it was different. It was a very massive arena, and the lights were all in my face, and I could just see a bunch of people and hear them booing. So
they were booing you?
Of course.
Oh.
Of course.
And you didn't feel bad that they were booing you?
Of course I did.
I don't believe you.
It touched me slightly. So this time around in New York, I was already set in my mind what I had to do, how I had to go about doing it. I've had people count me out numerous times in life, so them booing me in New York was nothing new. I just knew, well, this is what I have to do, and I have to show you the hours your way.
All right. Well, I want to wish you the very best, Kobe Bowen. Definitely an interesting area that chose you, as you put it. And I certainly hope that you find some time to head back to SLB and to share with those young men down there. Lots of them have lots of energy, that I know they can put into something like this to help build the sport? What would you like to see here on the island to help build this sport that you love so much?
I would really like to see some support where the sport is concerned, especially where sponsorship and stuff, like throughout these years, it's all been me. Flight, accommodations and so on. I've been the one, tackling that and chasing my dreams. So this time around, it would be great to have some support, financially from Barbados.
Well, maybe this is a good start. Getting yourself out there could be the beginning of people hearing more about you and what you do and how you represent for Barbados. In terms of the sport, competing at, obviously MMA is like one of the most popular arenas that we hear about for the sport. But in terms of reaching the height of the sport, where are you aiming to go?
I'm aiming to compete with the very best. It's very important for me so I could bring out a better version within myself. Through my losses, I've learned to embrace them and use it to mold into something better and stronger. So I'm looking to compete against the best in the best of the world.
I've heard you talk about how it has changed you and your outlook and contributed to your discipline. Talk a little bit more about, what that means in real terms. As a young man, just coming out of the St. Leonard's Boys School, how did it change your outlook on life and the way you approached every single day?
Okay, for example, you're signed, that you have to fight this guy. You can talk all the talk, but it's just going to be you and this other person locked in this cage or this ring. Whereas the discipline is concerned, the discipline leads to confidence, and then confidence leads to you then expressing yourself and being certain of this is what you're capable of. And those small things come from making up your bed in the morning, sticking to the task, saying, well, okay, this is what my task list is like for today, and sticking to those tasks and make sure you ace them. You might not get it right every time, but you getting up and making that conscious effort to try is what drives you. It changes your outlook on a lot of things.
All right. We mentioned briefly how the family support changed when you head out to these major fights, like bare knuckle fights and so on. What's Sylvia saying? What's mommy saying?
Oh, she's like, oh, my baby, and all of these child, mother things. But in the very end, I know that she's supporting me 100%, like no doubt. So.
Have you ever been seriously injured doing this fighting?
No. Mainly through training. It's where you're more than likely to, take injuries, especially when you're provoking maybe a leg that may be hurting from the last training session. But during the fights, it's not as scary as it looks.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Well, congratulations to you. Kickboxing and bare knuckle. Is it referred to as wrestling or bare knuckle boxing?
Bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah. And mixed martial arts.
Mixed
MMA.
martial arts. So lay it out for us, all of the ways that that you compete.
I compete in kickboxing, I compete in bare knuckle boxing, and I compete in mixed martial arts.
All right. And what's mixed martial arts?
Mixed martial arts is MMA. So like the UFC, what they do, this is
so just
MMA
everything,
fighting.
So everything goes, it's the punching, it's the kicking, it's...
Almost everything. Everything. There's the punching, there's the kicking,
rules.
there's the submissions, there's the grappling and so on.
In a cage?
In a cage, in an octagon.
I'm on Sylvia's side. Yeah, but congratulations. It's amazing that you are doing so well in this area. And I certainly hope that sitting down and sharing with us on Morning Barbados today calls more attention to the work you're doing for the island in getting us out there in this field and continuing to grow. And we definitely have to get your name on that board at St. Leonard's Boys School.
Definitely.
So we're going to work on that.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, Kobe Bowen, mixed martial artist, our featured guest today, telling us all about his life as an MMA fighter, bare knuckle wrestler, boxer. I'm going to get it right at some point in time. Yeah?
Yes, I believe you will.
All right, we're going to take a break and come on back here on Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV 8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, 26 minutes now before 8 o'clock. So I deliberately came out yesterday in my blue and yellow as we prepare to celebrate all throughout this month of November. Of course, we're very patriotic here in Barbados, so independence means a lot to us. And I think we're still a little weird on the celebration of Independence Day as opposed to Republic Day, which kind of is the same day. So we're still talking about Independence Day, but remember, we're also a republic. So last evening, the entire CBC team, we packed up everything and we made our way down to Independence Square. I don't know if you've been through Independence Square lately, but I think we take a lot of what happens here in Barbados and all of the beautiful places that are available to us for granted. Independence Square is so beautiful, even by night. We were definitely out there. We had a drone flying, and just to see the careenage and the boats in the careenage and just off Independence Square next to the Arrow Barrow statue. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. And that is, of course, where the lighting ceremony took place. So, you know, we're expecting that Barbados will continue to light up because we usually light up the roundabouts and so on. I know when my daughter and my nephews were younger, now they think they're too old to drive around and look at roundabouts and lights. Hello, everybody. But we certainly will be looking forward to that as the weeks wear on. Now, we're going to highlight some of the wonderful things that happened at the lighting ceremony, like Jazara Clark, who came down from St. John to share with us in Independence Square. Let's enjoy some of that.
First performance this evening is from Jazara Clark. Jazara Clark is a 17-year-old worship leader and a member of the River Road New Testament Church of God. Her number one aim is to please God in her ministry and in her daily life. Jazara was the former head girl at the Grantley Prescott Primary School and was a proud student of the Combermere School. She is working towards becoming a social worker and does not limit herself to one career path. She had a passion for singing from the age of 7 and wants to use one of her passions to bless others. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Jazara Clark.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed and you are ministered to as well. Hallelujah. You are the one who gave me my life in the Spirit. You are the one who gave me my first breath of life. You are the one who nurtured and cared for and watched over me. And because of your love, I have the victory. your glory, I am amazed. By your strength, and I am amazed. By your power, I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed. By your love, and I am amazed. By your grace, and I am amazed. By your comfort, I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed. You are the one who gave me my life in the spirit. You are the one. You are the one who gave me my first breath of life. And you are the one who nurtured and cared for and watched over me. And because of your love, I have the victory. Oh, well, I am amazed by your glory. I am amazed by your strength, and I am amazed by your power. I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed by your love, and I am amazed by your grace, and I am amazed by your comfort. I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed. Oh, you said in your word that you would be right by my side, and you said in your word you would wipe every tear from my eye. And Lord, and you said in your word that you would deliver me. Because of your love, I have the victory. I am amazed by his glory. I am amazed by his strength, and I am amazed by your power. I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed by your love, and I am amazed by your grace, and I am amazed by your comfort. I am amazed. I am amazed. I am amazed. Thank you.
All right, wonderful stuff. I'm enjoying watching that off to the side. That was a beautiful time. We thoroughly enjoyed it, like I told you. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to share a little bit more with you of what happened at Independence Square last evening for the lighting ceremony. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kiddo.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so if you didn't get out yesterday, we are sharing some of what went down in the city. We're always talking about bringing people back to the city, and it was certainly wonderful to see so many Barbadians out in their numbers to experience the lighting of Bridgetown. I'm hoping that some more businesses will come on board, particularly like Lower Broad Street and in those areas. It would be great to see the entire city lit up for the month of November. And like I mentioned, even the roundabouts. I know that there are a lot of companies that have adopted the roundabouts, so to speak, and it would be wonderful to see the roundabouts all across the island lit up and to be able to move around and enjoy that. Remind us of our independence and all that we have to celebrate. Now, yesterday there were quite a few people performing. There was the Barbados Community College Band. They got things started. And then we saw some young people. They incorporated a lot of young people into the presentation as we continue in this year that's been designated by the Commonwealth as Year of the Youth. You'd note that also here in Barbados, we've been highlighting a lot of wonderful young people as well as we continue to observe that particular thing, Year of the Youth. So there was Margaret Almond Goddard, whom we all know and love. She was the MC for the lighting ceremony. However, as you heard in the last clip, there was a young lady who also worked with her. So bringing them along is what it was all about. But more importantly, I think what this month is all about is about sharing the folklore and traditions and culture of Barbados. As we look to NIFCA in its 30th year, we had one of the schools, I believe Renewable Weeks it was, and they did a folk medley. And, you know, this is one of my favorite performances of the night. We were in the background doing all the actions, and I'm sure you will too.
Welcome
down. Wear trousers, drop and come down. Every time I pass, they trouble me. Every time I pass, they trouble me. I'm gonna tell me mama, don't send me down here. Every time she pass, they trouble she. Every time she pass, they trouble she. I'm gonna tell she mama, don't send she down here. Every time she pass, they trouble she. Every time she pass, they trouble she. I'm gonna tell she mama, don't send she down here. Tell she mama, don't send she down here. Tell she mama, don't send she down here. Every time she pass, you clap at she, you clap at she, you clap at she. Every time she pass, you clap at she, you clap at she, you clap at she. I'm gonna tell she mama, don't send she down here. 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 I'm gonna tell she mama, don't send she down here. 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 Tell she mama, don't send she down here.
The Renewable Weeks Primary School doing a folk medley under the directorship of teacher Tanya Clark. And of course, we know Tanya Clark from Richard Stout Teen Talent competition and so many other performances all across the island. We're going to take another break. It's just about 8 minutes to go before the 8 o'clock hour. When we come back, we introduce you to the Parish ambassadors and wrap up today's presentation of Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
7 minutes to 7 o'clock on today's presentation of Morning Barbados, the 2nd of November already. We are looking down the barrel of Christmas too. I know there's some independence purists. They're like, I do not want to hear about Christmas because it's November, but I like both. I love independence. I like Christmas too. Understand that the Christmas tree is up already and the holly is going to go on the door in just a minute with some blue and yellow, admittedly, but then I'll add in some other colors as well to make sure that we are well prepped for Christmas when it hits us around the corner, guys. All right, so it was also an opportunity last evening to introduce us to some of the parish ambassadors who really are at the center of the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat, because they're the ones who come out from the communities, come up with these wonderful projects along with the various teams from the various parishes, and they execute. So this is an opportunity for them to introduce themselves to the nation.
Now this evening, we will meet the leaders of the parish independence committees along with the parish ambassadors. And of course, it is appropriate that Rashonda should introduce the first parish.
From the parish of St. Lucie, Chairperson Anderson Rollock and parish ambassadors Mario Rollock and Destiny Cummings.
From the parish of St. Peter, Chairperson Greg Agard Belgrave and parish ambassadors Ethan Waterman and Aaliyah Jordan.
From the parish of St. James, Chairperson Kathy Ann Clark and parish ambassadors Romario Cumberbatch and Nean Thompson.
From the parish of St. Andrew, Chairperson Tanya Stevens and parish ambassadors Jelani Hines and Rashan Vaughn.
From the parish of St. Thomas, Chairperson Michael Grant and parish ambassadors Jeremiah Cadogan and Rashida Maskell.
From St. Joseph, Chairperson Margot Griffith and parish ambassadors Francois Carrington and Shananka Ned.
From St. George, Chairperson Paula Harris and parish ambassadors Renato Lowe and Ronique Selman.
From the parish of St. John, Chairperson Kimberly Rollins, parish ambassadors Tariq Griffith and Shania Rollins.
From the parish of St. Philip, Chairperson Atoya Hines and parish ambassadors Danielle Allen and Diara Springer.
From Christchurch, Chairperson Michelle Shepherd and parish ambassadors Shaquille Seeley and Zanae Nichols.
And last, but most definitely not least, from the parish of St. Michael, Chairperson Sherelle Griffith and parish ambassadors Clay Stephen and Nisha Cadogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause for our 11 parish leaders and parish ambassadors. I am sure you're all looking forward to the Spirit of the Nation show. It's on Saturday, the 18th of November at 6 o'clock at the Garfield Sobers Complex. Tickets are already available on TicketPal at all TicketPal outlets. And we invite you to come out, represent your parish as they showcase the parish ambassadors on stage. They'll be in costume, in formal wear, and there's a public speaking segment highlighting the uniqueness of each parish with a keen sense of parish pride. Once again, as we say thank you to the parish ambassadors and the chairpersons, let's hear it for all the 11 parishes of Barbados. Thank you to the parish ambassadors and the chairpersons. And also a big thank you to all those committee members who serve relentlessly every year on these various committees.
So get to know your parish color and get those tickets and come out and be a part of the presentation of Spirit of the Nation on the 18th. Represent for these young people who really commit themselves to a year of amazing service to their parish first, to their country secondly. Hey, so that's it for today's show. Let me tell you what's coming up tomorrow, though. We're going to have a great time introducing you to some new music, some alternative music, but some new music. Fighting Traffic will be here. It's a local band, and they've been around for quite some time. They have some new music as well as some older ones that we're going to enjoy, maybe new to you. So look out for that. Plus, the University of the West Indies Canefield campus is having the Artist Within, a showcase, and it comes up on Friday as well, tomorrow Friday, and they're going to be here to tell us more about that and how you can get involved. There are a number of other activities that will be happening throughout the weekend that we will share about that as well. And plus, it's the month of our independence. So, we definitely will be sharing some interesting things and people and places all throughout the month. But we want to start something nice tomorrow for you. It's a little competition. We're going to see how good you know Barbados. That's right. So, some great pictures and some videos. We're going to be hitting some spots, and we're going to see if you, of course, can identify the places. Today is Thursday. That means it is Q Day. So we are going to take over Gall Hill playing field in St. John. For Q today, it's a massive field. And then, of course, there's the hard court just next door. But it's a wonderful spot. That's where we will be today. So follow us to Q. At 11 o'clock, it's going to be on air on Q 100.7 FM. But you can definitely tune in to hear Jaquila or make your way over there. I know sometimes people who live in the city or closer in the St. Michael environs think, oh my goodness, St. John, it's not that far. And you will enjoy the beautiful breeze in St. John. Trust me, it's a beautiful spot there on the playing field. So see you at Q. And if we don't see you at Q, we'll see you tomorrow. Remember to wear your smiles and do something nice for somebody today. And most importantly, come on back to me tomorrow. All right? Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.